Portfolio trading is where you anticipate trading more than one chart screen at a time. In Forex, it's quite common to have 5 or more currency pairs being traded at the same time. Some of these are winners and some are losers, but overall you're looking to make a profit. What we've done in TradingSticks is give you the opportunity to set a maximum risk exposure as a percentage of your trading balance, and also the opportunity to set a portfolio target that you wish to achieve as a profit over the whole portfolio. Let's say you set your money management risk to 1%, and you decided that you never wanted to risk more than 5% of your trading capital at any one time. We call this the portfolio risk. Therefore, if you divide the portfolio risk by the money management risk, you'll be able to trade up to 5 different products if you get them all wrong, but more products if you are correct in your assessment of the trade direction. Let's look at this as a simple formula. Okay, so let's have a look at the settings. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is to look at the Manage Portfolio Risk. If it's set to false, then it's off, and if you want to turn the options on, then we must set this to true. Okay, so now let's look at the portfolio risk percentage. If it's set to 0, the max portfolio risk percentage is set to 0, then this option is turned off, and as an example here we are setting it to 5, so our total risk will be 5% of our trading capital. The next thing we're looking at, of course, is the portfolio alert risk and email alert risk. These are both set to true by default, so if the trades in the portfolio take us beyond our 5% risk in this example, then we would get an alert on the screen, and we'd also get an alert via email, which may go to our computer again, or it could go to our mobile telephone. Now we come to the most complicated decision we have to make within the portfolio trading. If we exceed our portfolio maximum risk, then no trades will open whilst that maximum risk is exceeded, and we have 3 options as to what to do from that point. If we set the max portfolio risk action to 0, then nothing will happen to the line whatsoever. If it's a buy line on touch and it should have been triggered when the market moves up, it will just sit there waiting for the risk to drop before it can actually open a trade. The danger here, of course, is that this may actually open a long way from where you actually hoped it would open. The second option on this particular list, the number 2, is to remove the trading lines themselves. So if that line was activated, then that line would be completely removed, and therefore there would not be a buy line touch there at all. The default is to actually set it to option 1, which is to convert it. What happens here is, if it's a buy line on touch and it's activated, then the line will actually change from a stop order to a limit order, and therefore only when the price drops down to that line again will that line be triggered. If that line is still, or rather if the trade is still in excess of the maximum portfolio risk, then that limit order will subsequently reconvert back to a stop order again when the price drops below. The same is said for anything where it's an on close line. For instance, a buy on close will change from a stop to a limit order, or from a limit order to a stop order. It basically means that when you've actually hit the maximum risk, rather than doing nothing at all or removing the line, it converts itself, allowing the price to come back to that point, so you can then re-enter again, providing the risk is still not that great. Okay, so now we're going to look at the portfolio target profit. If it's set to 0, then nothing will happen as far as the trades are concerned. But if you set a portfolio target profit, let's say to $200, then as soon as all of your trades within the portfolio have reached a profit of $200 or greater, all positions will close, all profitable positions, all losing positions will close, because on aggregate you will have achieved your portfolio target profit. One of the advantages you can use here is if you are using ricochet trading, you're never really sure how many trades you will be able to achieve. So what you could do is set your portfolio target profit to the equivalent of, let's say, 3 bounces off the buy and sell line, so that way you can actually set up a ricochet trade and then go off and do something else. And if it achieves its goal, it will close out and it will remove all of the lines. Then we come down to the portfolio alert close and the portfolio email alert close. If you hit your target profit, you can set it up to alert you to the screen or alert you to an email, which again could go to anywhere, mobile phone or PC. The last two options are the portfolio color and the portfolio risk color. If the trades are in profit or the maximum risk has not yet been achieved, then all the text lines will be in green, well, at least they will be as a default a lime green. And if the maximum risk has been exceeded, then the text will go red. And if your profit targets, etc., have not yet been achieved, they will also be red. Let's look at some examples. Here we're looking at 3 different trading charts. The purple circles contain the trading information for the risk and the portfolio trading. The 2 red circles show the trades that have finished and were unfortunately losing trades, and the green circle is a trade in profit which is still running. I've arranged the charts this way so we can see the information easier. Let's take a closer look. In our first chart trading window is the Euro-US dollar on the hourly bar. Here we took 3 positional trades and unfortunately they became a loss of £87.61. If we look across at the second chart window, which is the Great British Pound US dollar also on the hourly bar, we had 3 positional trades there and unfortunately they also made a loss of £86.77. And then finally, if we drop down to the chart window below, the US dollar Japanese yen on the 1 hourly bar. This one at this moment in time is at a £54.36 profit. The trade is still running. Now if we actually add all of those numbers together, what we'll come up with is a negative profit of £120.02. So we set our portfolio target to £200 for this particular portfolio trade, and we are currently losing £120.02 more than we started with. So we actually are now required to make £320.02 to actually hit our target. If we look at our portfolio risk as it's running right now, we're at 0.28%, and what we've said is that if the risk is greater than 5%, that we're going to convert the sticks. As we recalled earlier, that was option 1. In this example, we're looking at 2 different charts. It's the Euro-US dollar on the 30-minute bar and the Pound US dollar on the 30-minute bar. What we had here was 3 positional trades on each, both in a sell position, and the trades on the Pound US dollar made £171.66, and the trades on the Euro US dollar made £48.74. What we were doing here was trying to achieve a portfolio target of £200, and at a given point it was around about, if I can see the time on the chart, around about 5:24 broker time, that the Euro US dollar moved incredibly quickly in a downward move, and before the actual trades could be closed out at the £200 profit, it had actually made £220.40 profit. So the major part of the profit was made with the pound US dollar, with the euro US dollar chasing behind. As you can see, all of the trade lines for the portfolio are green, which indicates that not only is the trade in profit, but also that the target was hit as well.